Alright, so starting with primers, obviously, so I went through all of the ones that I wanted to retry. So basically what I've done is I put all of them on the wheel that I've got, all the ones I own, but I've taken off anything that's kind of like very recent to my collection. So for example, this Revolution one, I got kind of recently. There's a Flower Beauty one as well, and anything that I've used in like my most recent pick from my kit videos. So like for example, I used like this MAC one, I think, in the last one. So everything else is on there. So just like, I don't know, like that 4 or 5 products that I took off. So let's see what the wheel wants us to use for primer. Please excuse the fact that my laptop is a bit of a mess. You know, it happens. But let's pick a primer. Okay, the Fix and Rouge Hydro Primer. So that's this one here. It's the Fix and Rouge Light Reflective Brightening Primer and Illuminator Hydro Prime. This is actually a really nice highlighter. I think it's like a rose gold sort of colour, but it doesn't look too like harsh on my skin or anything. But yeah, this is a nice glow primer. So yeah, that's what I'll be using. Okay, so for foundation, we're choosing from this box here. Again, anything that's more recent to my collection or that we've used in the last few pick from my kit videos isn't included, and I didn't include any of these foundations over here because this basket's got like my favourite foundations in, so there's no point really in using them in these videos. So let's see what we get. Alright. Okay, Maybelline Dream Urban Colour Foundation. So that's this one here, the Dream Urban Cover. I've not used this in a while. Pretty sure I have got a review of this in my foundation series somewhere. But I think I do like this actually. It's in the shade 100 Warm Ivory. I believe it's a decent colour match. So yeah, actually quite interested to give this a go today. Okay, so concealer, again, anything we've used recently, not included. My like ultimate favourites, which is like e.l.f. Camo and Tarte Shape Tape, aren't included because I use those the most often. The whole point in these videos is kind of use things that I've, you know, not reached for a lot. Alright, so let's see what we get. Oh, that's cool. NARS Soft Matte Complete, so that's the little pot one. So that's this little guy here. I think it's the shade Chantilly? Yeah, Chantilly. This is actually really nice. I do really like this concealer. It's got such a nice texture and it's got really good coverage too. So yes, more than happy to use that today. For setting powder, this is the last one I want to retry. So this is the Milani Prep Set and Go Transparent Face Powder. After this video, I think what I'll do is I'll put all of my pressed powders in the wheel and then all of my loose powders in the wheel, and then I'll like pick one of each. So I'll use one under the eyes, one on the rest of the face in my next video, but for now we're going to set our face with the Milani Prep Set and Go. Okay, so for bronzer, these are the ones I have left to retry. I feel like it just doesn't go down. Again, we've still got 3 boudoir bronzers, we've still got 2 Rimmel ones, and then we've got the Revolution Renaissance, the old one. They rebranded that recently. Guarantee you will get the Revolution one and not one of the Rimmel and boudoir ones. But let's find out. I really just want a boudoir one because there's 3 of them. Come on, give us a boudoir one. Ah, finally. Right, the Boudoir Matte Illusion. So that is this guy here. So Boudoir I think has been discontinued, but they might still have a few products floating around. But I mean, that doesn't matter because I feel like a lot of the products I end up using in these videos are discontinued. But so just because it's discontinued doesn't automatically mean I want to get rid of it, because I can still use it. I just can't, you know, like recommend it to people to go buy because obviously they can't get it. But I mean, this might still be available, you never know. But it's a Matte Illusion bronzing powder. Doesn't have a shade name on here, so it might be one of those one shade products possibly. Okay, so for blush, I think there's 2 left that I have to retry. Yeah, so it's these 2 here. I've got a Lottie London and a Sleek one. And after that, I will just cycle back round to all of my blushes again. Let's see if we get the Sleek or the Lottie London. Okay, it's the Lottie London. So that's this one here. It's a Lottie London Blush Crush, and it's in the shade, what shade do you use? Zac. I think they all named like after male celebrities or something. That's what the shade looks like. Yeah, I've not used this in a while. I seem to remember liking it though. So yes, that'll be our blush today. With a highlighter, I'm choosing from these ones down at the side here. These are the ones I want to retry to decide if I'm going to keep. And then again, we'll just go back to everything. But I've still got quite a lot down the side here. There's like about 7 or so products, so still got quite a few videos to get through. Alright, let's give it a spin. Alright, we've got another Lottie London product. So that is this one here. It's the Lottie London Shimmer Squad Holographic Haul. A lot of people used to really like this back like a few years ago when Lottie London kind of, was first around. But I've not used it in ages, but it does look super pretty. Don't actually remember how much I like it or not, but I guess we'll find out today. The shades are obviously quite like icy, but they don't seem like too like out there holographic. There's not like any like crazy blue, purple things going on. It mostly looks kind of silver, gold, peach. So that should be alright, but we'll see what the pigment's like today. So for eyebrow gels, I'm picking from these 6 here, and then I'll choose a brow pencil to go with it. Alright, let's see what we'll get. Okay, so the New Look brow gel. That's this little guy here. So New Look makeup, I believe, is discontinued now, so you can't get this anymore. But I do remember actually really liking this brow gel a lot, because I am like super picky when it comes to brow gels, and this was one of the ones that I actually really liked. So more than happy to use that today, but sadly I don't think you can buy this anymore. And for micro brow pencils, I've got 4 left here to use, and then eventually we'll cycle back round. I've got the rest of them just hiding at the back here. Okay, so let's see which one of these 4 we're gonna get. Oh, that was a tight one. The Revolution one. So there's actually 2 Revolution ones in here, but one's like Revolution Pro. So I assume it means the actual just straight up Revolution one. What is this called? I think it's just called the Revolution Brow Pencil, and it's in the shade dark brown, but it is a micro brow pencil. Yeah, more than happy to use that. I think I tried this last year at some point, and I seem to remember liking it, so we'll find out today if that is still true. Okay, so for eyeliner for the waterline, again I've got 4 eyeliners here left to choose from. Okay, the Bell Hypoallergenic one. So that's this guy here. It is just like a standard twisty up eyeliner pencil. So we'll try that one out on the waterline today. So for liquid liner, I have got a few new additions here. I've got 2 You Can Be ones and a Kiko one. I think I used the 2 Bourjois ones in the last video. Did I? I think I've... Obviously they're very recent to my collection, so I think I'll leave those for now. I believe I used the 2 Bourjois ones in my last 2 videos. So I think that means will choose from these 4, I guess. Yeah, sure. Okay, I've still got the Bourjois ones on the wheel, so if it lands one of them, I'll just spin it again. No, it's the Maybelline Tattoo. That's this guy here. I did actually use this recently in my One Brand Maybelline video, but I guess we're using it again. It's not bad. It's not bad, but I just find it gets really stuck in your eyelashes, which is a bit of a pet peeve. Depending on where the eyeshadow goes, I might actually decide I don't even want a liquid liner, so we'll see about that later. For mascara, I had these 2 left here that I wanted to redo, and then I guess we'll cycle back round to this big mountain of mascaras. So we've got the Wet n Wild Fibre Kit mascara. It's like a 2-in-1 thing, and then I've got Gosh Catchy Eyes, so I'll layer both of those up with each other today for mascara. Now for the most exciting bit, which is eyeshadow palettes. This is the category where I have the most products to choose from. So obviously anything that's recent to my collection, that we've used in the most recent videos, is not included, but there's still a hell of a lot. Look how big this wheel is. There's so goddamn many. Right, I'm excited. What are we gonna get? Ooh, yes, more than happy to use that. So that's a Beauty Glaze palette. That's this one here. It's the Beauty Glaze Strelitzia palette. I got this off of Amazon like a few years ago, and I remember it being like really good quality. So more than happy to use that on my eyes today. Okay, so for lipsticks, we're choosing from this little bit over here. Again, quite a lot of options, quite a lot of colours, so this will be interesting. Other than eyeshadow, this is like the second biggest one to choose from. Okay, NYX Minx. I think that's another one of the alright. Okay, so that is this. So it's the NYX Soft Matte Metallic Lip Cream in the shade Minsk. It's purple. Oh god, this is going to be strange. See, I'm not the biggest fan of these products, to be honest. I am considering like decluttering the rest of these that I have. I'm not sure. It's not that they're bad, it's just that it's not my sort of thing. Regardless, we'll make it work today. I don't think I have a purple lip liner to go with this. So this is going to be an interesting look. Okay, so in conclusion, we've got the Figs and Rouge Hydra Primer, Maybelline Dream Urban Cover Foundation, NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, Milani Prep Set and Go Setting Powder, Bourjois Matte Illusion Bronzing Powder, Lottie London Blush Crush, Lottie London Shimmer Squad highlighter palette, New Look brow gel, Revolution brow pencil, Bell Hypoallergenic eyeliner, Maybelline Tattoo liquid liner, Gosh Catchy Eyes mascara, the Wet n Wild Fibre mascara, the Beauty Glaze Sterilitzia palette, and the NYX Soft Matte Metallic Lip Cream in Minsk. Let's work some magic. Alright, so let's get started. I need a transformation. As I've said in the last few videos, my skin is awful. I just feel gross when I've not got makeup on now. So let's amend that. So we're starting with the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and I'm just using a concealer brush. And oh my god, I just realised I've used a hell of a lot of this. That's a shame. So I'm just gonna paint some of this onto my eyelids. That concealer spreads so far. So I'm using the Milani Prep Satin Go powder, and I'm just gonna mattify that down. It's already quite a matte concealer though, to be fair. Okay, so we've got our eyeshadow base. So we're using the Beauty Glazed Sterilitzia, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, palette. It looks like this. Obviously we've got, you know, we've got neutrals, we've got some colours. I don't know what sort of look I'm going to do with this. All I remember about this palette is I remember the red Scarlet being like the most insanely pigmented red I'd ever seen. So I'm going to go and do one eye off camera, and then I'll be back and I'll repeat it in the other eye. Okay, so we are back. We have a eye look done. So let's do it again. So I started with the shade Apricot, which is just like a burnt sort of browny orangey matte shade in this palette. And I'm putting that in the crease area. And then underneath that I'm using the shade Scarlet, which is the red shade, and this is like crazy pigmented. So yeah, that's just going underneath. Then I'm using this sort of like pinky kind of shade here, and I'm blending that between the two colours. And I'm using the brown shade Cocoa, this one here, and that's going in the outer third. Okay, and then I'm using our NARS concealer, and I'm gonna do a cut crease Rooney. Okay, so over my cut crease, I'm using the silver shade called Ice Snow over the majority of that. And this is a very, very, very pretty silver shade and works well with a brush and fingers. Then in the outer part of that cut crease, I'm using this sort of orangey, bronzy shade called Dubai. This one here. And then I'm adding a bit more of the Cocoa, the dark brown shade, and blending that in the outer third. Just overall doing a bit of a blend, really. Okay, so next I'm adding a bit of the Bell Hypoallergenic eye pencil into my waterlines. So this eyeliner in the waterline works pretty good. Glides on nicely, pretty pigmented. And I didn't really talk about the eyeshadow palette, but again, the eyeshadow palette I think is incredibly good. When I bought it, I think it was like about £8. It might be a bit more expensive now because I bought it about 2 years ago. I don't even know if it's still available, but I'll look into it. A link will be below if it's still there, but really good eyeshadow palette. Very impressive pigmentation. Everything blended pretty good. Honestly, I've not really got any complaints about that eyeshadow palette. I think it's actually a nice little gem. So I am going to use a little bit of my Maybelline Tattoo liquid liner. I kind of did a little like chunky mini wing. We'll see if I can get it somewhat symmetrical. I feel like this is going to be a disaster, but we'll give it a go. Okay, so mascara. I'm going to start with the Gosh Catchy Eyes on my top lashes. Okay, and I'm using the Wet n Wild, I don't remember the name of this, what's it called? It's like Fibermatic or something like that. So I'll use the regular mascara and then the fibers and then sort of blend it in back with the mascaras. This is like 2 years old and it still has moisture in it, surprisingly. It's actually a really good mascara when it's in its prime. It does work well. Okay, so that's the eyes done. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It's nothing too complex, but I like it. I think all of the eyeshadow shades performed really well. I'm happy with it. I'd totally wear this look on like a night out or something. So moving on to base, so I've got the Fix and Rouge Light Reflective Brightening Primer and Illuminator. So I think this is like a rose gold sort of colour, but it doesn't leave like a really like harsh tint on your face. So I'm just gonna add some of this on all over. Okay, so foundation, Maybelline Dream Urban Cover. I seem to remember liking this. I don't think I was like, ever obsessed with it. Like I just kind of thought it was like an average sort of foundation. I'm shaking it up a bit because it did look a little bit separated in the bowl. So hopefully it'll be fine once it's been shaken. I believe the shade works alright, 100 Warm Ivory. Definitely very warm toned. Yeah, I would say that is a pretty good shade. See, I think it's like a medium sort of coverage from my memory. Oh, it smells like kind of sunscreeny. I think it is meant to be maybe like an It Cosmetics dupe, possibly. Let's shut up and get this on my face. Definitely like a very kind of fresh, quite a lightweight foundation. It's like probably like a solid medium coverage, but it definitely doesn't cover like everything that you need covering. That's okay because we've got our NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, so I'm going to go ahead and use this. Everywhere else I need a bit of coverage under the eyes on my many a blemish. That NARS concealer is really nice. It just has such a like nice velvety matte texture, but it does have decent coverage as well, and the shade works super well for my skin. Okay, so the setting powder, the Milani Prep Setting Go. I've not used this in ages, so I have no idea if it's decent. For all I know, it could be ruining my lovely base. But either way, I'm going to set my whole face down with this powder. I'm not sure about this powder. I feel like it looks it just looks very powdery in the skin, but it might be sort of powder. It just needs a little time to settle down. But see, I don't know if I want to keep this or not. I have better powders in my collection, but it's not offending me. You know, a lot of powders just offend me, and I wouldn't say it's offending me, but it's just not doing much for me either. Overall, I would say I'm happy with the base though. I feel like it looks fine. There's nothing overtly wrong with it. So let's move on to our cheek products. Finally, we get a Bourjois bronzer. So we've got the Matte Illusion Bronzing Powder. Does not have a shade name. It may be a one shade thing. As I said earlier, Bourjois is, I don't know if it has or if it's just in the process of being discontinued. Don't know why. But they may still have it available, but if it is, obviously I'll link it below. It smells like coconuts, so nice. I feel like the shade looks reasonably pale. It's not too bad. So I'm just gonna shove this through my cheeks, on my forehead. Usual bronzy spots. Okay, that actually works pretty well. It's kind of subtle, buildable. The shade does work pretty well. It's a little bit on the orangey side. I feel like I do have shades that complement me a bit better in my collection. So I don't know if to get rid of it or not, just because, I mean, it is discontinued, so I can't really recommend it. And I do have a lot of bronzers that I like more, but then I don't dislike this either. Like, I think it's done a decent job. So, see, I'm not decluttering anything really at the moment. I will eventually do a big declutter and I probably will get rid of it, but for now, it's staying. I'm going to do highlighter first, then I'll do blush. So we've got the Lottie London Shimmer Squad, and it's got a lot of really nice shades in here, so I don't know which one to go for. We've got a lot of silvery sort of ones. Do I want to go silver though? I mean, I already want silver on the eyes, that's the thing. Maybe it'll make it coordinated though. What? Let's stick with the silver. So I'm going to go in with the shade The Rebel, which is this one up here. It does look quite silvery. And let's whack our brush into that and highlight the usual spots. Again, I've not used this in a very long time, so I don't remember like how pigmented it is or anything. It's not a bad highlighter at all. You can definitely see it there. It has got some decent pigmentation. I feel like if you have quite textured skin though, it probably would emphasise that quite a bit. Again, I feel like it's not a bad product, but I've got highlighters that I like more in my collection, so I probably would get rid of it the next declutter I do. But it's not a bad product really, and see, there are other shades in there. So, I don't know, I'm just going to try a bit of this goldy one. I think I like the tone of that goldy one a bit more actually. Oh well, too late. It's not a bad product, but I just feel like I have highlighters that I like more than this one. Okay, so Lottie London Blush Crush in Zac. Let's add a bit of this to the cheeks. Quite pigmented. Yeah, that's a really pretty blush. Not really got much to complain about of that. It's subtle, it's buildable, it's a nice shade. I like it. Okay, so eyebrows, we've got this New Look brow gel. It's called the Brush On Brows Fibre Gel. I really like this, it's a really good product. However, New Look is discontinued, so you can't get it anymore. Anyway, but I used to really rave about this. It is a good brow gel. And I'm hella picky when it comes to brow gels. But anyway, let's just fill our brows in with this. Yeah, I just kind of feel a bit like it's running out, but done the job. So we've got the Revolution brow pencil now. So this is just the original Revolution brow pencil in the shade dark brown, and again it's just a standard micro brow pencil. You got a spoolie on the other end, so I'm just going to use this to define the brows a bit more. Okay, so back to the eyes. I think I will use that gold shade in the Lottie London palette in my inner corner. Okay, so back to the eyeshadow palette. I guess I'll just use the same sort of transition shades I used earlier. So I'll start with Apricot. Stick a load of that on the lower lash line. Then I'm using Scarlet, the red, and putting that above that. Then right up to the lash line, I'm going to use Cocoa, the dark brown. Okay, so back to our Gosh and our Wet n Wild mascaras. I'm going to do my bottom lashes. Okay, and lastly, we're going to ruin my lovely makeup look, which so far I'm happy with. I'm really actually enjoying the eyeshadow a lot, and the base looks absolutely fine. But let's ruin it with a dark purple lip. It might look okay. I think it's the fact that it's metallic though. It just emphasises all the cracks even more. That's the thing, if you're into like liquid lipsticks then it's fine, but it's a little bit kind of patchy as well, I find these are. Actually, low-key, it does actually kind of look cool. Yeah, it's alright, it's kind of like a vampy look now, I guess. Alright, so this is all of the makeup applied. You know what? It didn't turn out too bad. But I'm going to sort my hair out, clean up any mascara mess that I've probably made. and I'll be back. Okay, so we are back with the finished makeup look. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. I don't think it's too bad. So to run through all of the products, the Beauty Glaze palette, this is really good. I 100% recommend it if it is still available. Super cheap, super affordable. The shades worked so well. The mattes, like the pigment was great. They blended super well. That silver shimmer is stunning. Honestly, such a underrated little gem. Hopefully it's still available. I mean, I've heard a lot of good things about Beauty Glaze as an eyeshadow brand anyway, so. But this is the only actual palette I've tried from them. The Bell Hypoallergenic eyeliner and the waterline worked really well. Mascara's worked really well. Definitely got some thick, chunky lashes. The Maybelline Tattoo Liquid Liner. I actually do like the eyeliner I got. As I've said, this eyeliner does get quite embedded in your eyelashes. I had to like pick at them so much to get it all out before I could put mascara on. But the actual eyeliner, like, I think turned out okay. The primer's really nice. The foundation is not bad. Quite a lightweight, refreshing sort of summertime foundation. Could use a little bit more coverage in my opinion, but obviously the NARS concealer helped. With that, I really like the NARS concealer. It's got a lovely matte finish and it has got pretty good coverage as well. Really like that one. I'm not sure about the Milani setting powder, if I'm honest. I just don't think it has the nicest finish. A little bit powdery looking. It's not that sort of powder that gives you like a flawless airbrush finish or anything like that, so I might declutter that one. It's not terrible. It doesn't seem to have separated under my eyes, which is a thing I have with a lot of powders, so that's something in its favour. I think all of the cheap products were really nice actually. The bronzer, the blush and the highlighter palette. The eyebrow gel is really good, although I've got a feeling it might be running out. And the micro brow pencil by Revolution is actually really good. Definitely would recommend that one, but I feel like most of the brow pencils I've tried from Revolution are really good. This lipstick actually doesn't look too bad. I mean, probably one of the more opaque ones because I have got quite a lot of those NYX metallic lip creams because I got them in a set a while ago. So this one's actually probably got the most like pigment. It's not as patchy as some of the other ones. The thing is, it is because it's metallic, it just draws attention to all of the cracks in your lips. It does dry down matte, which is good. But I'm not really into liquid lipsticks that much anymore. I much prefer my bullets. But obviously in these videos I'm trying to use the lip products that I don't reach for as much. So that's kind of the point. Never pick from my kit, shop my stash, whatever you want to call them. Done, and I'm happy with the result. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.